Hi, I'm Anna, and welcome to the final D5 Audible cheat sheet on Rutherglen Muscat. Unlike many fortified wines, Rutherglen Muscat is not classified by appellation rules, aging minimums, or strict production categories. Instead, it is organized around a taste based classification system designed to communicate richness, complexity, and intensity to the consumer. This system was introduced in 1995 by the Muscat of Rutherglen Network, an organization formed to promote and protect the category. The classification is based on sensory profile rather than age alone, although length of maturation is a major contributor to style. As the classification level rises, blends typically include a greater number of vintages, and the gap between the youngest and the oldest components become wider. There are four recognized categories. Rutherglen Muscat is the entry level style. These wines have an average age of around 3 to 5 years. Residual sugar levels range from 180 to 240 grams per liter. They are typically medium amber to tawny in color, with pronounced aromas of raisins, figs, dates, and sweet spices. On the palate, they are sweet, full bodied, with medium plus acidity, medium alcohol for a fortified wine, and pronounced flavor intensity. Quality is usually very good, and prices are mid range. Classic Rutherglen Muscat represents a step up in concentration and complexity. These wines have an average age of 6 to 10 years and residual sugar levels of around 200 to 280 grams per liter. Color is deeper, tertiary flavors are more developed, and overall richness is greater. Quality and pricing typically sit between standard Rutherglen Muscat and the two highest categories. Grand Rutherglen Muscat. This is markedly more intense. These wines are blends of both young and very mature components and have an average age of around 11 to 19 years. Residual sugar levels range from 270 to 400 grams per liter. Wines are deeper brown in color and show nutty, molasses, and licorice flavors alongside concentrated dried fruit. They are fuller bodied, sweeter, and higher in acidity than lower classifications and are typically of outstanding quality, commanding premium to super premium prices. Rare Rutherglen Muscat sits at the pinnacle of the category. These wines are produced in tiny volumes and represent the richest, most complex, and most intense expressions of Rutherglen Muscat. They have a minimum average age of 20 years, though some components may be far older. Residual sugar levels are typically between 270 and 400 grams per liter. Despite extreme concentration, these wines should still retain identifiable muscat fruit to balance the tertiary notes. They are of outstanding quality and reach super premium price levels. Across all four categories, individual producers' house styles play a significant role. Choices around blending, vessel size, warehouse temperature, and proportion of old vine fruit influence how each producer interprets the classification framework. An important practical point for D5 is that Rutherglen muskets are fully mature on release. They do not improve with bottle age. In fact, they are best consumed within 1 to 2 years of bottling to retain freshness and aromatic clarity. Turning briefly to the wine business. Only a small number of producers make Rutherglen Muscat, and most belong to the Muscat of Rutherglen Network. The majority of wines are made entirely from estate grown fruit, although some producers supplement with small amounts of purchased fruits. Within the broader context, Australian fortified wine is a very small category. All fortified styles together account for just 2% of Australian wine sold globally, or around 22 million litres. Of that already small volume, only about 3% is exported, roughly 700,000 litres. Rutherglen Muscat therefore survives not through volume or export markets, but through distinctiveness, heritage, and premium positioning, supported by long maturation, careful blending, and a clear classification system. For the D5 exam, the key insight from this episode and from Rutherglen Muscat as a whole is this. Rutherglen Muscat is defined by extreme natural sweetness, preserved early, shaped slowly through warm aging, and communicated through a sensory based classification system that prioritizes richness and complexity over aging statements. That completes the Rutherglen Muscat series and the D5 Audible cheat sheets. I truly hope this has helped, and I'll see you at the next episode.